is this thing on? Hello, is this thing on? I said, is this thing on? Second episode. Is this thing on? Zoom Out Podcast. What's going on? Hello. My name is Vaughn Baptiste, and you guys are listening to the Zoom Out Podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble for a couple of minutes. Please make sure that you rate the show 5 stars. I appreciate anyone who decided to take time out of their day to listen to episode 1. That was such a great experience afterwards, because I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting actually, but I wasn't expecting to get I wasn't expecting to get so much good reception from it. People that listened to it said that it was really good, and I really do appreciate it. Even my dog Elijah. Anyway, so I really believe that while I was doing that podcast, it genuinely made me realize that I could be pretty good at talking. Like I have good things to say. I am able to come out with a good idea of what I'm trying to say and at least be able to articulate it in somewhat of a good way so that you guys can get the information that I'm trying to tell you guys. So, yeah, there's that. I really, like I said, I really appreciate anyone who decided to take the time out of their day to listen. If you're listening to this right now after the first episode, you are amazing, because I'm going to work so hard to get you guys these episodes. And I'm trying to figure out a schedule and all that, so you guys will be aware of that at some point. But so I decided that today I have a couple of pretty good topics that I wanted to touch on. So, hopefully we'll be able to get into all of them as we're going along. But I guess I would just start off with how my day's been. It's been pretty good. Aside from a power outage earlier this morning, it's all good, actually. I did some laundry. That's pretty good. Finally ate, actually, before I decided I was going to record this podcast, and I'm doing pretty good at the moment. So all good. But today I decided also that I wanted to actually do the poem. I decided I was going to do the poem topic. You know, you guys know what I mean? Like, I decided to actually bring it in to this episode specifically because I figured I might as well get the ball rolling as I'm going. You know what I mean? So I would like to start off by saying I have been doing poetry for, I want to say, around a couple, maybe 4 or 5 years now. I think it was mainly because I was just writing a lot of stuff when I was younger. Since I like music and I like rap and all that type of stuff. Rap is basically like poetry, but just it has a beat to it. So I would just be writing raps and stuff or poetic things of that nature into my books or whatever like that. And then I would give them off to people to listen to or read. And everybody, for the most part, said I was good at writing. So it was like, okay, cool. So then I believe at some point I decided to go into a poetry course over in Temple for like one of the summer programs or whatever like that. And after the first couple of days, it was really fun. I genuinely enjoyed the concept of being able to think so like broadly about a topic, depending on whatever it is that I am able to like think about at that moment or whatever's going on in my life, and then be able to write it down in a very creative way so that you can get what I'm trying to say without me having to just simply say what it is. It's more of like a visual that, like, I want you to be able to hear what I'm saying and be able to visualize everything that is being touched on in the actual poem. And from what I was hearing from all of the poetry that I did, especially the poems that I showed my mother and everyone else, everybody said that I'm really good. So I was like, I might as well continue to write. And I've been writing for a couple years now. I have stopped recently because a bad thing about me writing poetry is that I normally was writing it depending on what was going on in my life. And now, granted, I could still do that at the moment, but I'm not entirely in that mindset yet of doing that again. I'm just starting my creative journey again from even doing this podcast. So, I mean, hopefully through this, I can actually get myself back into writing poetry, and then you guys could have even more, because I already have a good amount of poems. But once I start being able to get into the mindset of reading you guys new ones or something like that, I would definitely be more I would be more willing or more ready to write again. So based off of that, I decided I was going to go ahead and show you guys at least 2 poems, if that's okay with you guys. And so the first one that I decided to do was a poem that I wrote called Torpe. The word torpe relates to the inability to express romantic feelings to someone due to the fear of rejection and vulnerability or judgment. So hopefully you guys enjoy that one. I'm going to let you guys hear it, and once we get back, I will explain my mindset during the writing process. So here you guys go. This is Torpe by Vaughn Baptiste, or what I used to call myself, written in prose. Have a listen. Hello. I wanted to tell you that you were beautiful, that every flower in this world couldn't even compare to the life that you bring. I wanted to tell you that I can be someone who can cherish and love you forever. But I can't get the words outside of my mouth. My soul cannot begin to let the air escape my lips to spell out the word love. I can't truly help it. I feel as if I express the burning feeling inside my chest that you will judge me. The burning feeling of my heart yearning for your love. I'm scared of rejection. Scared that I will express the way that I feel about you, and Cupid decides that I wasn't the target he meant to shoot at. As if you see me as just another nobody, or worse, even a ghost. I'm uneasy when I'm vulnerable, which is why I keep my inner thoughts locked in the back of my head so that they will never be brought to the light. I don't want to be judged for loving you and not being loved back. I'm sorry, but my past has shown me the times that I've tried to show a person love, and it haunts me. Those thoughts never leave. I hate them. So this is why I'm forever alone in this life. The rejection, judgment, and defeat that will follow after this confession will forever hinder my want to find love. Because I truly don't believe that love will ever let me come find it. Right. So that was Torpe from Written in Prose, aka Vaughn Baptiste. So when I decided I was going to write that poem, actually, I remember exactly what it was. I remember when I was scrolling on TikTok around the time when I wrote this, I was following a particular channel that was posting like different words that have like such real, like that have such intense feeling and emotion when you hear the words, because you hear the words and they're from wherever they're from, but when it comes down to the definition that you hear afterwards, it got to a point, I think, where when I was reading what the actual word meant, I immediately had the mindset of like how you would feel if you were scared to tell someone about your feelings, mainly because you feel as if the rejection and the judgment that they might put onto you afterwards would probably haunt you. And I'm not gonna lie, in that mindset, I was able to just go ahead and be in my mind, and the moment I started writing, I just kept on going. And there were so many different moments during it where I had to like reflect and see if I was good, because I do believe that like being afraid of rejection is definitely a thing that everyone has. That's a very universal, like, doesn't matter what gender you are, what race you are. You've dealt with that level of thinking that, oh, if I get rejected, I'm gonna just straight up die. Like that's a crazy way to say it, but that's normally what you end up saying, like, because you're afraid that your feelings now mean nothing because that person doesn't reciprocate those same thoughts and ideologies and stuff like that. And with that, I was able to craft that poem that you guys just heard. And for one, I genuinely enjoy that poem because of how powerful I wanted to make it, and ended up being perfectly captured in the poem itself. So I guess I'll go down and explain kind of how I constructed it. So the way that I wanted to construct it was, I wanted to start off just saying, like, to say the emotion that you feel. I want to tell you you're beautiful. I want to tell you that I could be the person that could make your life amazing. I could cherish you and love you for the rest of your life if you would let me. But I liked the idea of making it seem like I'm saying it, but really and truly, I'm saying it to myself because I'm scared to tell that individual. I'm scared to let that person know that, hey, I feel this way about you and I want to be able to be with you for however long you will allow me to. And because of that, that's why it immediately goes into the parts where it's saying that I can't get myself to say the words. I can't get myself to let the air escape my mouth to even say the word love, because in my personal opinion, or in my personal mind, I'm going to feel the impacts after that. I'm going to be feeling like, wait, no, she's not going to like me. She's not going to do this. She might never talk to me again. Like, say if it was just a friend, like, she might never talk to me ever again. I just ruined a relationship because I wanted to be stupid and expressed my emotions, which is always a terrible feeling that one person has. There were certain parts that I really did enjoy, which was they won't leave. I hate them. So this is why I will forever be alone in this life, because what I wanted to show was how powerful the idea of rejection can be for a person. There are people walking around this planet that will never try to talk to someone, or will never be able to bring themselves to go out there and talk to people, because in the back of their heads, they're already thinking, I don't deserve to be with somebody like this. They have so many different thoughts in their mind. They could also believe that just like the rejection will kill them, the judgment will kill them. They just believe that is going to be such a bad result. They're very pessimistic about it, and I feel like I was actually pessimistic about that as well at certain points in my life. So I believe that was the reason that I decided to write it in that way, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any favorite parts of that poem, you guys can put them in the comments and let me know if I should actually continue this. So that was Torpe. The next one that I recorded for you guys was a poem that I titled It's Okay to Try Again. I will once again explain how my thought process was during the actual moment. Hope you guys enjoy. And here is It's Okay to Try Again. It's okay to try again. It took me a while to come to terms with this phrase. I had my heart shattered years ago, and I could still feel the pieces of it scattered across the time it took for me to heal. I had trouble coming to terms with the fact that I still deserved love. I didn't even want a second chance in fear I'd be the reason it fell short. The idea of someone loving you to keep you happy is unthinkable. Hearing that from someone you genuinely thought loved you, that hurts. But being around someone who you can tell cares way more than the last is like a breath of fresh air. Hearing it in detail brings butterflies. The tight hold when they hug you feels warm and inviting. Looking into their eyes makes you feel like you've possibly found her. She makes you feel like you are loved, appreciated, respected, and taken care of in numerous ways. She forces you to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm proud of you for trying again, and you are loved. And that feeling is better than any drug or alcohol could ever give. All right. And that was the poem entitled It's Okay to Try Again. And I want to say that was actually a more recent poem that I wrote. And that was at the start of the current journey I'm going through, which comes to like healing, I guess I want to call it. There was definitely a moment of my life, that was like 2020, where there was just a lot going on that year. And I mean, I don't really have to tell y'all, like, if you're listening to this, you know already, and you have your own experiences. But that year entirely was just so weird to me because there was a lot of stuff I was going through, relationship wise, which I'm not going to get into. But with that year specifically, it like that poem that was written was based off of where I am right now when it comes to it. Because after that last relationship, I took like a 3-year break from all of that. Actually, I want to say it was probably like 5 years, because it was in 10th or 11th grade, and that was a couple years ago. So I want to say that was like 4. I'm going to say 4 or 5. But while that was going on, after the whole thing that happened with that, I took a couple years to just relax, not worry about any type of relationship type of thing, be to myself. And I mean, I went out and talked to friends, and I went out to parties and stuff for my first couple of years in college, or my first year in college, let me be honest here. But I decided that it was just going to be like, I'm not going to do all that. Like, I'm just going to be to myself. I'm not going to worry about trying to get a girlfriend, or not trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Like college stuff. But with that poem specifically, I wanted to put a mirror back to myself and explain to myself that even though that last relationship didn't go out the way I wanted to, or the way that I expected, I'm still grateful that I was able to have that time where I was just 3 years or 4 years just to myself, so that I can find who I actually do want to be with, and the person that actually wants to be with me. And that's, I would say, where I'm at right now. I have a person that actually cares. You know what I mean? Hearing the words that you only, like, that person only loved you to keep you happy or something like that. Hearing that, or even coming to that conclusion, is something that genuinely hurts. And it hurt me like a lot. Like that made me feel terrible afterwards. And I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what to do after that. And that's why I took that couple years, because I didn't know if I even deserved that at a certain point. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, you saying that that you're only with me at this current moment to make me happy is kind of crazy to me. I could be wrong. Y'all could put it in the comments if I'm wrong or not, but I don't think so. And yeah, so after that, and I got into this relationship I'm in right now, and I'm a year strong in it. And I explain this to my friends all the time, and I also explain it to her a couple times as well. Like, the relationship I'm in right now is really, really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we've been a year strong, another couple years, another forever on the way. Like, I swear to you that this is something that I'm genuinely happy that I am in. She makes me happy, I make her happy, and everything is right as rain. Everything is good in the hood, whatever phrase you want to call it. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys for listening to both of those poems. You guys can let me know in the comments down below, or whatever you want to say. You guys can let me know if you guys want to continue hearing my poems. I'm most likely going to put them in anyway. So, I mean, you could do that if you want to. But, so that is it for the poetry. I decided that I wanted to actually talk about some gaming stuff, because gaming is another thing that I happen to enjoy a lot. That's what I do 90% of the time, 90% of my day. It's just gaming. So I figured I might as well talk about since I'm a PlayStation guy, the state of play that we all just witnessed maybe a week or however long ago. Depending on when this podcast goes up. And I had some thoughts that I wanted to jot down, which were I'll go over as we continue. So there were a lot of things that I saw in that state of play. It was all right to be honest with you. There weren't a lot of things I was interested in, to be perfectly honest. But there were a couple of things I was interested in. Astrobot is getting a couple new levels for speedrunning. And I'm not going to lie, the tracks that I saw were pretty good. They look very fun. I just actually got Astrobot. I'm not done in the game yet, but it seems like it's going to be really fun. And they have some new characters that are coming in for the game Stellar Blade and Helldivers, and I believe that, and I'm not gonna lie, those two, like, I'm gonna say the game developers did a fantastic job creating these characters. I will just say that they did good, and I'm glad that this is actually a really good game and not just some game to just throw up there and just be stupid, just to have a game out there for no reason to, I guess, quote unquote, milk the companies or the titles of the games. They didn't make it so it was just going to be like, oh, let's just throw all these games in so we can get a bunch of money for blah 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 blah. It was actually something that was fully fleshed out, really good levels, good platformer game, and they did really good with it. I'm not gonna lie. From the 15 to 16 hours I've been playing, I have had a lot of fun with it. Now, to move on from that, we, of course, since it's PlayStation, we have to somewhat acknowledge the VR games. No, we don't. I'm just gonna say there were VR games. Meh. That's all I have on that. Meh. Because I don't have the VR. None of the people that I know have the VR, because I just feel like it's you're wasting your money if you're getting that. But whatever, it's all good. There was another game called Hell Is Us, and the notes that I wrote down is that were good graphics. I actually really enjoyed the way it looked. It looked very clean, very, very good models, very good graphics, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it was good. It looks interesting to play. The enemies look. The enemies do exactly look like the Spot character from the Spider-Man movie. It's just a quick side tangent. Yeah, we're gonna be watching that movie when we have full-on kids, guys. That new Spider-Man movie that is I think dropping in 2027. Mind you, we were expecting to be able to watch it when we were 21, but I guess I'll just wait until I'm 27 or 25 or whenever this movie comes out. I don't know. I'm so upset about that, but it is what it is, man. I'll still probably watch it when it comes out. I just hope that after all these delays that it actually is pretty good. Understandable for like the writers strike or the actor strike, whatever strike was going on, but man, it's gonna be a long time before I'm able to see that movie, and I'm so upset. But moving on, the game Hell Is Us still looks very good. The weapons look very nice, and I might actually give it a try depending on like how the trailer looks, but the next trailer looks. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know how you guys feel. You guys can put that down in the comments as well. Next, we have Sonic X Shadow Generations. I honestly only put this down because I'm just getting into the Sonic games a little bit. I've just started playing Sonic Unleashed a little bit. I'm not fully into it yet, but I'm trying to broaden my horizons, especially since my dog Elijah brought me out of just specifically playing shooter games, and yeah, we'll get into that later probably. So there was that. Keanu Reeves is going to be a part of the actual game. I believe he's going to be probably voicing Shadow, I believe. I'm not sure, but I mean the game looks good. The Shadow was made very nicely. The way his model looks clean, I'll say. And I'm depending on how much more I get into the game, I will actually be playing the game, but whatever. On to next topics. Next game. We have Lego Fortnite, which for some odd reason is getting split screen. I don't get that. Like what I wrote down for it was because for some odd reason we needed this and not regular split screen in the base game, because there have been so many other moments where I was thinking like, oh my God, this would be really fun to play with like my niece or something like that. Like I would play with my niece, and you have to get two different consoles in order to do that. And now all of a sudden in Lego Fortnite, we finally have split screen. Why do we need split screen? What is the point of that? Because I'm not going to lie to you, nobody is doing like co-op couch play Lego Fortnite. Now, granted, if I ever get around to the time where I actually want to do that, I guess I'll be happy over then at that time. But I'm not even playing regular Fortnite at the moment. And I was happy for Lego Fortnite until it ended up being boring as ever. So I was like, okay, well, there's no point in this for me then. Okay, whatever. Next, let's really have a question, guys. Okay, Lego Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, I have just a regular question, right? Why did we need a Lego? Why did we need a Lego Horizon Zero Dawn? I'm probably gonna play the game. Not gonna lie, just cause it's a Lego game, and I'm a little bit of a Lego collector, so to speak. Not in extensively because I'm a poor college student, but I'm definitely gonna get my collection up there. But still, why is Lego Horizon Zero Dawn a thing that we're getting in the near future? I don't understand. Please someone elaborate. I'm very confused. Also, speaking of Horizon Zero Dawn, why are they remastering a game that is only 7 years old and still looks like it came out last year? I am very confused about that. There's no reason why we need a remaster for a game that already looks like right now. It already looks the same. I don't understand why you would do that. That's dumb. But I mean, whatever. Sony does Sony things, and there's no need for me to question it for a long amount of time, or I'm just going to have a headache. So I guess we'll move on. There was another game called Dynasty Warriors Origins. I said this low-key looks fun, slashing through hordes of enemies. It looks like an open world game, which is kind of I'm kind of getting out of the whole mindset of wanting to play a bunch of open world games, because I feel like it gets too much at a certain point. But it's fine. The graphics look good, the characters look good, so I'm not entirely mad at it. Depending on how the game looks in the future, once again, I'll probably give it a play. I don't know. It really just depends. Stellar Peak, I said. Stellar Blade is getting a photo mode and a Nier Automata collab, and the only reason why I wrote this down was mainly because I actually enjoyed playing Nier Automata. I didn't actually like completely complete it since it's like a long game with a whole bunch of different endings, but the first ending I got in the game was fun, so I enjoyed that. And from my friends, from watching my friends play and just seeing overall how they felt about the game, it seems like it's going to be it seems like it's a fun game. So I mean, the fact that they're getting a photo mode now, and all of the people that genuinely enjoy themselves playing those types of games will have fun, and I ain't mad at it. So hey man, do y'all think. Now, the piece de resistance, the absolute peak, the top of all games for me personally, Ghost of Tsushima 2, technically Ghost of Yotai. Guys, I am so excited for this game to come out in 2025. I am so excited. Let's get a clap for that game, please. That game looks so good. Just from the intro, that it looks amazing. They still did pretty good with the scenery. Like, remember when the opening scene for Ghost of Tsushima came out, and it was just like a beautiful scenery of like grass, and the sun was looking perfect with the clouds, and they had a bunch of like different colored flowers on the ground as you're riding on your horse, and Jin Sakai just looks so sick as he's going. I'm like, oh my goodness, it looks so good and they did that, and they brought that right to this game, and I'm like, oh yeah. I was so happy when I saw that they were actually coming out with the game, because I never thought it was going to actually happen. No one thought it was going to happen, but they decided to it, and they named it Ghost of Yotai, which is going to be, from what I heard, a story line that has to do with basically 400 years after Jin's story, which is good. Jin Sakai was a great character, so I mean, he had a good ending for the last game, so I mean, I'm very hyped to see how this game is, since it's a new character that we're getting a new, well, most likely area in the game. And hey man, it's Sucker Punch. I don't expect anything less than greatness from that first game. I'm just hoping that they live up to expectation, because everyone is super excited to see that game, and I swear to God, if they mess it up in any type of way, I'm gonna crash out personally. We ride at dawn, guys, if you want to join. But the gripe that I have with this game is not with the game itself nor the characters. The gripe that I have is with the community of gamers that obviously are just weird. I wrote down the people that don't shower and constantly watch Red Pill videos hate that it's a woman character that you're now playing, but genuinely, who cares about their opinions? Because I don't understand how you watch this game. You saw how Ghost of Tsushima was. You literally had Lady Masako, who was probably the greatest secondary character in the game. She was so cool. She was always like on 100%. Like, she was always trying to like go crazy with some people because they messed with her and her family and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I don't understand why now that you're playing as a woman, instead of like you're just having a woman quote unquote sidekick, now it's a problem. But I mean, we already know how the gaming industry is. We already know how the gaming community is. We have a little bit of misogyny sprinkled in there. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. And then there's Asmongold, who decides for some odd reason to just say, I don't want to play as a woman. Can I play as a man? Is there a way I can do that? Bro, you don't shower and your room is dirty. You're not going to have time to play the game if you actually take time to actually do what you need to do, stupid. But anyway, so I mean, out of all of that, I would say the state of play was like a solid maybe 5 out of 10. It was all right. PlayStation begins to have a track record of not really having many games that look all of fun. But I mean, it is what it is. As a PlayStation head, I am crying because Xbox kind of looked like it had more games. So I mean, I got both. I mean, I have a older generation. I don't have the new generation Xbox. I just have like the Xbox One S or something like that. So I mean, whatever. If I ever get an Xbox I'll probably be able to play all the other games. But I digress. So after speaking about all of those beautiful looking games that are coming out, I decided I was actually going to talk about the games that I've been playing recently. So as of right now, like I said earlier, actually at the start of this topic, I was playing Astrobot. That game is really fun. If you have a PlayStation and you haven't played Astrobot yet, drop the $60, bruh. Just do it. It's a great game. You're gonna enjoy it. It's a good platformer. They have a lot of characters from all the titles that Sony has. They have Uncharted. They have Stellar Blade is coming. They have what else do they have? They have, I saw Octodad at one point. That fever dream of a game. They have that character in there. They have a bunch. I just can't think of any off the top of my head at the current moment. But yeah, that game is really fun. I am halfway through it, I'd say. Still working it out. But hey, man, if you have not played that game yet, I truly recommend it. Please play that game. It's super fun. I saw it and immediately had to play it, and it's been great since. Also, we have a remastered or rebrushed version of Epic Mickey. Do y'all remember that game from the Wii? I remember it, and I loved that game all the way back then, and I'm currently loving that game right now. The game is really, really good. The mechanics feel nice. It all feels good. I enjoy it just as much as beforehand. And they had a little $5 pack where you could get the Steamboat Willie outfit. And there was a level in the game where it was the black and white little background or whatever like that. And you were actually on the boat. And the entire time I was just sitting there dancing to the music because they have the song that Mickey, or Willie rather, is whistling. And that iconic sound, and it's perfect. I loved that, and I sat there for like a good 5 to 10 minutes just listening to that, because it's such a good thing from like back in my childhood when I was just like, I heard anything about Mickey or was watching old Disney movies, and that would come on. It would always be so fun to listen to. And also on top of it, my mom's favorite. No, not her favorite, but my mom's mascot for her college or whatever like that was Mickey. So I mean, it's kind of like, it makes sense as to why I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. But there's that. Next, we have Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. That game, that short little 10-hour game, fun. That was such fun. It was definitely worth the hype. Actually, I played that. The game just feels like super like manly, if so to speak. It was fun, man. I don't know. I'm just running around killing I think they were called Tyranids or whatever. But they were like, you're just a big burlic like 10-foot man with a chainsaw sword and a gun, and you could just go through waves of them, and you're just running through the whole level, and you're doing your thing. And then there's also a multiplayer that I've been playing, which is pretty good too. If you want to know how not Epic Mickey. If you want to know how Warhammer is, it's quite literally what Gears of War was, but instead of them in Gears of War just sending you out to see if you can do everything, if you can save the world and all that type of stuff, and you're like struggling to do whatever you need to do, in Warhammer it's that, but they know you're able to do it, so they have you fully kitted out with everything, and you're just going through hordes of them, and it's so fun. You can do different, you can roll, obviously, you can parry, you can grab them, smash them on the ground, stomp your foot on their head and all that type. It's so gory, so it just feels aggressive, and I love it. As a man, toxic masculinity, I love it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that game is fun. I highly recommend that one too. Another game that I have been enjoying, mainly because I watched the movies, Hogwarts Quidditch. I just recently watched all of the movies, and by the way, I want to say maybe 5 or the last one were my favorites out of all 8 of them. those movies, I sat through. I would be watching every single day, and I really enjoyed the story. I didn't really grow up watching it, so now that I was just watching it recently, I was like, yeah, I enjoy this a whole bunch. And then actually, before I even got about halfway through all the movies, that's when this Quidditch game came out, and I was as I was playing it, I realized like how much fun that we missed out on Hogwarts Legacy. Like, if they put this in Hogwarts Legacy, that would have been so much more fun. But I'm glad I'm glad that it's its own game, so that I can just sit here and be the greatest seeker of all time, Harry Potter style. By the way, I am Slytherin, big Slither gang on God. Anyway, I made myself laugh. But hold on, let me get a clap for the Slytherin. If y'all ain't gonna clap over there, I'll clap for my daggone self. Don't worry. All right, simmer down. But yeah, I truly enjoy that game. It is a lot of fun. There's the different classes. You can be a defender. You can be a beater, they call it, where it's literally just you having a bat in your hand and you have a ball that like kind of follows you around, and you're able to just throw it at somebody and knock them off their board if you hit them so many knock them off their broom if you hit them enough. And man, it feels good to do that. Man, it feels good. But you can be that, you can be the defender, you can be the seeker, which is the one that goes and finds the golden snitch. And then you can also be the catcher, obviously, that just goes and catches the quaffle and puts it in the goal and all that good stuff. You guys get it. But hey man, to a lesser extent, I guess you could compare it to like Rocket League, but with brooms. And it's super fun though. I enjoy it. So yeah, I might play that actually when I get home today. But yeah, there's that game. Like I was talking about actually earlier when it came to Warhammer, at one point I was playing the Gears games. I never got to play those games because I never had an Xbox, but I did, but I just never had enough to actually get those Gears games, those Gears of War games. And I was playing them actually with my friends, and it was the most fun I've ever had while gaming. It was the most fun because I'm glad I actually played it with them because I never got the chance to play it myself. And I know that depending on like seeing how the levels were while I was playing with my friends, I know if it was back then, I would have been like, I don't even know. That would have been super stressful for me. But yeah, I've been enjoying that game. I've been told to play Dead Space, and I have played a little bit of it. I'm very much so dragging my feet when it comes to beating that game. I'm very scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit of a chicken, but it's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Someone call me a little pussy, but it's all right. And then Black Myth Wukong, the obvious other game that everyone is playing. That game is still fun. I haven't entirely beat it yet because I've been playing all these other games, but that game is also fun. Really, really fun. But yeah, that topic has gone on for long enough. Now to the topic that I love. Once again, you guys have to listen to me yap about music. This past weekend, like I said, what was going to happen after that last episode, Leon Thomas has came out with his Mutt album, and I like every song on it. All of the vocals on it, beautiful. The features on it, great. The melodies, great. The subject matter, fire. I love all of it. I hope you guys listen to it today when y'all listen to this. A couple songs that I like out of all of them. I got 5 here. Lucid Dreams with Masego. Guys, let me be honest here. Remember when I was talking about I love jazz and all that type of stuff? Masego is the reason. Masego is the reason I started listening to it, because Masego is such a freaking good artist. He also creates all of his music, and everything that I was hearing on that song was awesome. And it came out actually before the album came out. So I listened to it, and I listened to it like a solid 5 times, like immediately. That's my favorite song on the album at this current moment. And Masego did a great job. Leon Thomas did a great job. Like the whole thing was beautifully crafted, and it made me very, very, very happy. And I listened to it a solid 20 times since. Times 20. Anyway, so the next song on there was Answer Your Phone. That was a real soulful one. From what I was hearing on it, it literally was just talking about like, I want to talk to you, so answer your phone. I have a lot of things that I want to tell you that I can't say in person, or something like that, or something like, I don't know. I just know that like that song you could feel the song. I don't know like how that works, but you can feel the instruments and all that type of stuff. If there's like a good amount of build up to like a large climax at the end, which sounds but it's all right. It was good. And I hope you guys listen to it right after you listen to this podcast. So that was called Answer Your Phone. And then the other three that I really do enjoy as well, Yes It Is, Vibes Don't Lie, and Dancing with Demons. If you're religious and you heard that last part and you immediately don't want to listen to it, it's all right. Listen to the other 4 songs. I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out on a good song. It's a good song. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm being honest with you. But anyway, next we have Sasha Keeble, that has recently actually came out with a couple songs, and I decided I was going to write them down so I could suggest them to you. So she just came out with another song called Auction with Destin Conrad, I believe it's his last name is. Both of them did a fantastic job with that song. And it's basically another one of those like real sexy songs, and I like it. I love it. Sounds great. The subject matter, pretty raunchy, but I like it though. It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I recommend listening to it. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys don't want to listen to that, you guys can listen to the other song, which is a remix of one of her other songs that she came out with, called Take Your Time, with another one of my favorite artists who is very close to JID, which is Black. The number 6, LACK is how you would type that in. But yeah, the song by itself was really good. I mean, I don't think I like listened to it all the way. I think I just heard it a bunch of times on TikTok or whatever like that. But having heard the entire, like the whole song and a new Black feature, already knowing that like he's been on some of my favorite songs. He came out with the song called Rent Free. He came out with a song called what else did he come out with? He came out with he's done a lot of feature runs that has been pretty good. And he actually, the way I found out about him was he came out with an album called Problems, and when I was in my sad boy era, that was definitely an album that I truly enjoyed. So I recommend listening to Take Your Time remix by Sasha Keeble and Black. Also Auction, I still recommend that, but I digress. You can do whatever you want. I can't tell you what to do. But next artist that I have been really enjoying recently, I'm probably butchering her name, but Samara Sin. Man, she is a good rapper. I'm not gonna lie. She has some good flows. Her cadence is really nice. You can really feel every single bar that she throws at you. She has a couple of different songs that I really enjoy. I think the first song I ever heard from her was Moving Day. That song put a good staple on my a good impression, of how I feel about her music. She's a good rapper. She kind of reminds me a little bit of JID when she's rapping, but I mean she's her own artist. So I say take your own time and listen to her music and see if you like it. I highly recommend it. So she has that song, and then there's Magnolia Rain that has the same kind of vibe, but just a little bit. No, actually, it has like a little slower vibe, but it's still good. Chromes is a new song that she just came out with. That's an even slower one, but remember, all of the rap that I listen to is like something you can chill and smoke to, and Samara Sin fits that category pretty well. And then Katana is actually like an electronic type of song, and she crafted that perfectly too. And I recommend those songs by Samara Sin as well. And then for the last song of the day that I want to talk about is Centigrade with Gallant and Nao. I heard about Nao a while ago when she came out with the song called Orbit, and she has a very high vocal range, and she does that perfect. I love all of that. So when she got on the song with Gallant on his new album, which I haven't listened to yet, I actually will find real quick the actual name of the album. It is called Zinc. And I haven't listened to it yet, but I did decide to listen to that song specifically because I saw Nao was on it. And it's called Centigrade, Centigrade, and that song was good too. It's a vibe. There's a lot of good drums on it. Vocals are fantastic, and hey man, I don't really know how to perfectly like explain really in detail over on this podcast, but hey man, if you hear me talking about it, that means it's pretty good, man. That's all I gotta say. If you want to take that as an advice, that if I'm listening to it, it's a little good. You know what I'm saying? I say go ahead and listen to that. But I have taken up a lot of you guys' time, so once again, I appreciate any single person that decided to sit here and listen to me yap for almost a goddamn hour. Y'all truly love me, and I appreciate it. At some point, I will get a actual probably camera. I'll probably do one of those recordings. I'll probably do a video podcast at some point, and hopefully you guys are here to listen to that. I have some things I want to take care of, but I appreciate anyone who decided to listen to me. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will get how episode 3 is coming out soon. You guys have a great one. This has been Vaughn Baptiste signing out. Good night, y'all.